In today's episode, I'm spending the night high up in the mountains in an Alpine Skyscraper, climbing a 2,500 meter peak in a complete whiteout, and swimming in icy cold rivers. Lots of things will go wrong, but that's all just part of the adventure. Not surprised to see I'm the only one out here. The weather is less than ideal. But nonetheless, we've got big plans. I don't mind a bit of fog or snowing. As long as it's not windy, there's no complaints from my side. But I absolutely despise the wind. So much air traffic today. You can tell there's an airport not too far away from here. This year we had some floods, and looks like this mountain also took a bit of damage. All of the rainfall accumulated from the mountains got caught in this couloir. It came down here, and all of this was just one big river. If only I had 9 lives, it would be worth sacrificing one to see such an event in person. Ah, look at that. The fog completely cleared up now. Okay, I'm gonna follow this couloir almost up to the wall, and then there's a short scramble up to the left. I'm gonna switch the base layer, eat a snack, and maybe even put on the crampons. Then I need to get over this cliff. It's not as bad as it looks. Some dried apples. Forgot to mention the brain bucket. Of course, just as important. That looks new. Up here. Made it over the steep part. Now it should be smooth sailing to the bivouac. Had to pull out the glasses. This white snow is very tiring for the eyes, even if there's no sun. Back in the fog. Every now and then it opens up just enough for the beautiful snowy mountains to reveal themselves. If you've been following my channel for a long time, let me know if you still remember these. And have a 90-degree turn back to the valley where I came from. Now I'll be going towards the west. You can just barely see the bivouac. I'll put an arrow on the screen if you can't find it. Funny fact, these two mountains are called Skuta and Struca, which means cottage cheese and a loaf of bread in the English language. All you need is a bit of salami and you got yourself a meal. Lucky for me, I did bring some, but more about that later. Oh. Oh. What the hell? As I said in a previous video, winter boots cause me a lot of pain in my right heel. So until there's too much snow, I'm using these. They're mostly summer boots, but they do have the option to put on semi-automatic crampons, so they're fine for now. But far from ideal, because they're so soft, it puts a lot of pressure on the crampon and makes it more likely to break. Also, not to mention, they're cold as a well digger's butt. There's this skyscraper. You can just barely see it, but that's the ridge I'll be climbing tomorrow. And that's the top. Found it. Oh man, it's taller than I thought. By far the biggest I've seen in person. Unfortunately, it's not completely snowproof. I have to clean that up. Let's take in the views one more time before I close myself off. Look at that. Now tomorrow I have to go down here to the start of the ridge And I'm gonna climb that up to the top. And came from the opposite direction. These two are the mountains with the funny names I was talking about. Alright, I stretched out my crooked legs. Now it's time for dinner. Yeah. So I've got basically all of the ingredients I need to make carbonara except for the macaroni. Oh. How can I be so dumb? It's in the name and I still forgot it. Oh, oh man. Pants are completely soaked. It was in need of some cleaning anyway. The water instantly froze, so it was quite easy to scrape it off. Gonna take a while to warm up now. Okay, plan B. We've still got some eggs. Just hope it won't stick to the pan too much. Ooh. That did not sound good. So a bit of prosciutto. Does smell good. Bit of seasoning. In here I've got garlic, pepper and salt, so it also works with eggs. What does not work is this pan. Not such a terrible plan B after all. Donezo. Gonna also finish my apples. Oh, where did you go? Yeah, I know. My handwriting is on a level of a 4th grader. Almost froze my fingers off while trying to take night photos. cold, but I'll tell you what, one thing I'm not gonna miss in the winter are spiders. Alrighty, I think I'm gonna crawl into my sleeping bag and call it the night. The first story, the second one. Each one's got room for about 5 people. Did remember to bring a bag for my shoes today. Looks like a bag for a child. Just in time. The light is about to go off. I just checked and it's already -6 degrees. In the morning it's probably gonna be even colder, so I'm really happy I remembered to bring the bag for my boots. At least I remembered to bring that. Right, I'm gonna try to get some sleep and see you in the morning. Good morning. Oh. Meh. Somewhat dry. Slept pretty horribly, not gonna lie. Well, I sleep terribly in the mountains, especially whenever I have to pee in the middle of the night and too lazy to do so. Delicious raspberries, some milk, and oatmeal. Didn't clean the spoon yesterday, so now I have to use a fork. Another thing that prevented me from sleeping was the wind, but looks like it died down a bit. Okay, gotta get out of the coop. Oh, and got a bit of sun. Left most of my stuff in the bivouac. Gonna pick that up on the way back. I'll be making a complete circle, down and up, 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 up to the top, and down here again, back to the bivouac. In Slovenia we've currently got 301 non-profit voluntary mountaineering clubs / organizations. Not only do they take care of the bivouacs, mountain huts and trails, but they also organize activities and group hikes for their members. The best part is anyone can become a member, so if you need some hiking company, that's a good way to start. Just send them a message and they'll welcome you in. I've always called them chamois, and then one of my viewers told me that's some sort of a tissue or a napkin or whatever. So I've been pronouncing them wrong my whole life. Is it chamois or something like that? I think I'm just gonna stick with chamois. It's way easier to pronounce. I'm there. Whoa! Oh man! I'll be going up an unmarked, unprotected route. It's only 2nd grade, but one thing I've learned is to never underestimate these low grades, especially in snowy conditions. These chamois always pick the best places to pose. It's always the same. As soon as you put off some clothes, the wind starts hammering, and when you put them back on, it suddenly gets all nice and peaceful again. I mean, I'm fine with no wind, but come on, why does it do that? It's like an annoying younger sibling messing with you. Ah, there's the wind. Look at those chimkins. And off he flew into the distance. Okay, starting to get steep. I'm gonna drink some milk and put on my big boy pants. Save some for later. In pretty much every video I get asked when will I film a gear review video, and I'm sorry to disappoint you, but not anytime soon. It's not really a topic that interests me very much, so instead of sitting in front of a camera and talking about it, I'd rather go out here and actually put it to use. I did, however, make simple gear reviews in written form on my Patreon page for anyone interested. Leave a link down in the description. I don't really like to spend too much money on gear, and especially hate to replace gear that I already have. Of course, for some stuff you have to invest a bit more than other, but if you're not a professional, you probably don't need the best of the best. Newer is not always better, you know. Some of my stuff is older than me. For example, this hoodie I'm wearing right now, or fleece, not hoodie. My dad wore it for over 20 years, then gave it to me, and now I wear it all the time, and it still looks like new. The highest mountain of the Alpine Alps. With over 2,500 meters, the crown belongs to Mount Grintowitz. There's not much to do up here in this kind of weather, so I'm just gonna start descending when I manage to find the way down. I do hope this is the right way. Oh yeah, you can see some cables down there. Excellent. Everything is just caked in snow. Proper alpine conditions. So cool. I'm sorry if I've got boogers running down my nose, but can't help myself in this wind. Still far from being over. How cool is that? I touch my step here. The sun is battling its way through the clouds. Can he make it? I hope so. Okay, I think I'm now out of the sketchy stuff and can already see the bivouac down there. I just spent the last 10 minutes looking for my tripod, then I realized I've got it right here. Better watch out for these early season traps. can almost see the whole mountain. Came down this ridge. It's quite a nice day after all. Almost bluebird conditions. Oh. I'm gonna pack all of my stuff and head out. That's what I hate the most. Repacking all of the stuff. No matter how much effort you put in, it's never gonna be as organized as it was in the beginning. I'm gonna leave a surprise for the next person that comes here. Got everything. Okay, let's get out of here. This wind is getting worse and worse. Look at those clouds back there. So cool. And there's the moon. That's where I took a right turn in the morning. Now I'll be going to the left. Oh wow. Holy moly, guacamole. It's quite depressing to go back in the fog now. The cold air instantly hits you in the face. As thick as a bowl of oatmeal. In today's treasure hunt we caught honey and a toothbrush.